Hi everyone, I'm Noah and I'm going to show you how to change the battery in a Hyundai Kona key fob. Now other Hyundais may have the same fob, they may be slightly different, but if yours looks like this, I'm going to show you the secrets to it. You're not going to need a dealer, you're not going to need to pay any money. All you need are three simple things. You need a flathead screwdriver, you need a Phillips head screwdriver, and you need a CR2032 battery, a CR2032 battery. If you don't have one available, if you're like me, I have a whole collection of batteries and not the particular one, just go order it, have one on hand, and then go to the next step of this video. All right, so here I am with all the tools ready to go. I'm going to show you kind of my collection of things that I've used to open things up before. It gets pretty crazy when you think about all the screwdrivers and all that you need. This one, we don't need any of that. We can just throw that aside. Really, like I said, just a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, your key fob, of course, CR2032 battery, and I'm using a annual Parks Pass. You can use any credit card. That just helps open things up once we're done. So let me show you a close-up of the battery here. I've got one here. We'll just take a little gander at that. So this is a CR2032 battery. This is just the Amazon brand one. I've had pretty good luck with batteries from Energizer and Duracell, but what happens on Amazon is sometimes the vendors there, they sell you an old battery and then you think, well, Duracell doesn't work. So the best bet may be just to get the Amazon brand. Okay, so this key fob, if you like Japanese toys that are puzzles or any kind of mental puzzle, this is one of them. I'm going to show you the shortcut to the Rubik's Cube here. What you need to do is take your battery. There's a button on here that you're going to have on one side, and then the other back side is the clamshell. Put your screwdriver in here and just your flathead and just catch the outside plastic of this. You don't want to get too deep. This whole battery is basically an integral unit, and you don't want to pry it open. It's not like, say, an Audi battery where it comes apart and this key comes out. It's a big hassle. It's actually really pretty easy to do, but it just, you don't want to break it either. Okay, so now I'm going to put this card in, and I'm just going to push it in here, and I'm going to push it along. It's like cracking an oyster open. Once you get a few going, it's going to open right up. And there is your key. Okay, and now you're going to see, if I come up close here, you're going to see that there are a couple of screws here. Actually, there are a few things here. What you need to do is you need to get these two screws that are up on holding the battery down. Now, it seems maybe complicated because you've got screws holding battery down, but it's really pretty easy. Just use the right size Phillips head screw. I'm using a number 1. It's very important. If you use one that's too small or too big, you're going to strip that screw and you're going to be upset about that. And you're going to have trouble with your key. And then you might need to go to the dealer and be a little ashamed that you couldn't actually do this. Don't worry, you can do it. It's very simple. So I'm getting the second screw here, and just take that off. Now, let me show you when we've got this now, it's going to be just a little lift on that, and you're going to have a little bit of a rubber seal there. If that comes out, it may come out. So here's one where the gasket was out. All you see a couple marks here and a couple of alignments. You just go and you push that back in. It's just a silicone gasket. It's there, important. It's important. It keeps the water out of your key fob. You can see a little indicating paper there. If it's been exposed to water, this is good. Okay, so one of the tricks to maybe extend the life of your battery is to use some cotton gloves. Now, the thing about these batteries is that they operate on very low voltage and very low current. And that means any little bit of residue on them is going to wear them out quicker than anything. So you could wear a pair of gloves, you could use a Kleenex or a tissue and just handle it with that. I tend to not do this, but I'm just doing this for demonstration because I tend to just not handle it with all my fingers like this. I just handle it by the very, very fine edge and don't cross across here. If you get any salt on here, any bit of oily residue, you're gonna have problems with this. So let's go back to our keys here and look at how this is done now. Okay, so I've got the key. So there's our battery. Now this has a little spring on it. There's a spring that pushes this positive side, which is the side that goes to the top, on. You want to just push that away or kind of get that open so that you can actually get that battery out. You have to depress the spring basically to get that battery out. Once you do that and pry it up, it just comes right out. Okay, so then you take your new battery and you just put that right in there. Now, by using gloves, I don't really have to worry about did I, wreck that battery or is it going to die prematurely? It's not. It's perfectly fine now. Okay, so then we've got the cover. We just replace the cover. Make sure that gasket is aligned and on there again. And just press the cover on. Take your two little screws and try not to lose these because remember, this keeps all the moisture out of your key fob. And just put these screws on, again, just lightly. They don't have to be super tight. All you're trying to do really is compress that gasket just a little bit so that it seals up the battery. If you tighten this too much, you're gonna strip the screw out. Again, it's just going into plastic, so there's not a lot holding it down, and it's just holding down the silicone. So it doesn't take a lot of force. Okay, so got that on. Here we go. And we're going to take the cover. This happened to be cover for this one. I was doing a couple batteries. My dad always would say, if a headlight's out, change that headlight, and he'd wait to change the other one. My philosophy is change both headlights at the same time because one's gonna die shortly after. So there you go. Now this is working. We'll go over to the car and test it. There may be another step in there, but most likely this is gonna work right out of the box. All right, so here we are at the car, and we've got the key with the new battery. Now, typically all you really need to do here is just lock and unlock the door. So I'm gonna try that now. There, it locked and it unlocked. Perfect. That's really all you need to do. On some cars, depending on the model, you may need to take the key once you've changed the battery, put it in the car, actually in the door, lock it, then unlock it, and then take the key out, and then it'll work. On other cars, you have to do the same process with the ignition. It really varies, but for the Kona, in this particular case, and most of the time when I'm changing a key fob battery, all I need to do is lock it and unlock it. It's like it never forgot the battery was good. And that's it. So good luck and thank you. Okay, so that's how to change a battery on a key fob. Really pretty simple. You can do it, like I said. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If so, leave a like. If you want to see something else or have any questions, just leave a comment below. Thanks a lot. Have a great one.